Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all to our second masterclass on ShareChat Ads. Our topic for today is pixel tracking and conversion ads. It is currently in a beta phase. The masterclass is scheduled for 60 minutes. Please post your queries into the Q&A box and not on the chat. We will take your questions towards the end of the session. Now, I would like to introduce you to our ad experts for the evening, Ms. Seema Walia and Mr. Siddharth Arora. Our ad experts will help you explore ShareChat platform, pixel, and conversion ads in detail. Over to you, Seema.
Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you for the lovely introduction of today's masterclass. And on behalf of my entire team, I would like to thank each one of you for taking out time to attend a masterclass today. Hope you all had a fantastic festive season, which has just gone by. On that positive note, let's start with today's session. We would be talking much more about pixel and the AI personalization on our platform. Let's start the discussion for today by, understanding more of a lovely country called India. We are a country which is bound together by 1,600 dialects, 780 mother tongues, and 22 official languages. If you look at our country today, from a socio-economic point of view, or even from a cultural point of view, you would see a clear demarcation of a country into two different groups. And India, which is about 10% of the entire country, wherein people residing in use English as the first preferred language for the communication. Because of the global exposure, they are vastly influenced by the West. They're pretty internet savvy, and they have a mature digital age of say about 10 years and plus. And yes, they choose English media, when it comes to entertainment. It could be any medium of entertainment, but yes, English would be their preferred language. On the other hand, peacefully coexisting with this India is also Bharat, which has 90% of our population, who, while they are, while they can speak and write in English pretty comfortably, they would still prefer to use their own vernacular or the regional language or the mother tongue. They're deeply rooted to their own community. Internet age would be about 3 to 5 years, and they choose regional media over any other, language of entertainment. Let's understand this Bharat or the regional India, more effectively. We call it regional India because this is where the language first audience resides. And like I told you in the previous slide, these are largely the first time internet users. When I say first time internet users, it means that they are, they have been using it for, let's say, about 2 to 5 years. Now, this is the largest ecosystem of users. Why is it important for you and me? Is because this is the potentially untapped market. This is where the new customer acquisition actually happens. Now, let's focus on how, what is the future for internet or its, related activity for this rural India. So Bharat's current internet ecosystem and future projection, if you look at it, is that about 948 million is a total rural population. And if we go by the stats, by 2025, internet users in rural India would far surpass these urban areas. And if you look at the pie, you would see that the future internet users in rural India, the pie is really large and remains untapped. Let's understand the propensity of a regional users. And this is a slide, which I would want all of you to focus on, because this really shows the importance of tapping that user, which is lying in the Bharat. Look at the consumption patterns and you would be able to understand these audience better. 68% of these users are using video streaming apps. 63% of them indulge in online shopping, which means that e-commerce and r-commerce become really important for them. They're using handsets worth 13K and plus more, 70% of them. 71% of them are completely using digital payment apps. In fact, during and after the pandemic, you would have noticed that even the smallest of the retail stores and their users are more inclined towards digital payment than paying out in the cash. The last point is the most crucial one, which says that the high spending age group of 24 to 40 years, 44 years. Now look at it. This is the age group which would either be buying on their own or would be influencing the decisions in the family or the peer group. 52% of this lies in Bharat. So if we are saying that by 2023, roughly India's monetizable digital population would be about 400 million, 85% of that is going to be driven by the vernacular markets. So we have understood, the Bharat story. We have touched upon all the stats. Now this slide would actually show you the role of ShareChat in building that Bharat story. About 180 million monthly active users. We have a robust creator community of about 32 plus million, 2.5 plus billion content shared, and we have 92 plus billion video views for you. Now, imagine the numbers wherein we are saying that about 75 plus million user generated content is being created every month on the platform. So for a larger understanding, let's, we have divided our platform into a zonal community. We have about 15 languages to choose from, out of which top 5 languages would be Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. Now, see, if you, from my point of view, if you look at it, for any person who is wanting to do business with us, who wants to become a business partner with ShareChat, the most important point in this slide would be on the bottom right side. Look at the age group percentage, which shows 18 to 24 years, about 43%. This is the age group, which would mostly be impacting the decisions being taken, the buying decisions being taken. 25 to 34 and 35 to 44, who are either influencing the decisions or they are doing the buying themselves. So 95% of our population altogether on the platform is lying in these 3 age groups. We are extremely strong in Southern India, closely followed by North, West, and East. Let's also understand the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. If you look at the pie chart, look at the tier 2 and tier 3, and you would understand the propensity of clients which are lying untapped and can be reached out directly through the platform. On this note, I would invite my colleague Sid to come and share his, delve deeper into AI-driven personalization, which can be done on the platform. Over to you, Sid.
Thanks, Seema. Thanks, Bhavna. I'm going to take over the screen and also start presenting. If any one of you could just let me know if it's going through all right. I'd like to start with welcoming you all to the second masterclass that we are holding. We also did a masterclass earlier, and that's all available on YouTube for you to consume. So and we talked about the basics, typical walkthrough of the platform. And if that is something that interests you, we can share the link to the YouTube directory that we have for the previous masterclass. Moving on to this one, I guess even before the hotcake, the ShareChat Pixel, I wanted to start with a few pointers that I wanted to make on how AI is driving most of the performances, most of the decisions that we take programmatically on ad serving within ShareChat. When we talk about AI and even UI and user experience for that matter, we are very, very adept. We try to make very, very conscious decisions on how our user feels on the app to the humongous user base that we are, kind of servicing today. A lot of that has also been only possible because we take very, very huge interests in making the user comfortable on the platform. And that goes without saying that we have a regional content adaptation beyond the, basic UI adapt that a lot of social platforms are doing. The one thing that we, make a lot of efforts into is that we are going beyond translations. The social apps that you see right now who are trying to go vernacular is the thing. How do we differ from them? Most of the social websites or the social platforms go with translations, right? Whereas ShareChat goes beyond translations. We go to transliteration. What do I mean by that? If you try to convert a simple sentence from English to Hindi, the exact meaning might not come out, which is translation. And we do a transliteration, which means that whatever the meaning comes out of the actual sentence, we transliterate into the vernacular languages, which makes the users feel extra special on the platform. And that is pretty evident on the session times that the users, actually give to the ShareChat app. Besides that, I know, however, anyone can talk about AI, about ML. In India, it's again becoming a very, very hot topic. Everyone is moving towards it. But we also realize that without a human intervention, you cannot, possibly give the most personal experience. So how do AI and human intervention couple together at ShareChat? Using the artificial intelligence, we have the trending feeds, we have the explore feeds, we have various notifications into various formats that go out to our users. A lot of algorithmic decisions are made on the basis of the past interests of a user, what are the trending subjects, what content categories appear according to the user interest, and also along the notifications, what format of notifications, what kind of users are actually engaging with. Where does a human intervention take part is that we do a lot of social listening, we do a lot of polls, we run polls on the platform. We also keep a very, very, eagle's eye view on the latest trends that are running, and all of that surface onto corresponding users accordingly. Everything on ShareChat is wired in a way that keeps the user coming back for more. And that is what we, wire in with our ads as well. All our ads are typically content pieces that are promoted by brands like you. And those also go within the same artificial intelligence and human intervention for it to be surfacing for every user who might have the best propensity for you to convert. Going ahead, a few slides on ShareChat ads for a few people who might not have attended the masterclass one. Within the product, we have a very subtle way of you to be choosing ad objectives, amongst which you can choose maybe brand awareness, or you could look for a lot of traffic campaigns that you want to run, and the latest launched, of course, in beta, but the conversion ads. We have very, very accurate targeting signals that lets you define your audience based on user demographics, user psychographics, interests, how are they standing in the market dynamically. And along that line, we also have a string of ad formats that is made available to you in terms of display native ads, video native ads, or interactive full screen ads, which then can again be used towards your user awareness, engagement, visitor conversions, all your models that you want to. And then again, since we provide you a system to actually run your ads in the most efficient way, we also give you a very, very intricate reporting system where you could go delve into the reporting of each campaign, look at what kind of demographics it has reached, what are the top states, top cities, so that you can make better informed decisions for your next campaigns. In terms of targeting capabilities, the usual user demographics is obviously available: age, gender, city tiers, and then states. That falls under the umbrella of geographic targeting. We also have some dynamic signals that bring out user psychographic in terms of what content does the user or the user base that you're trying to reach out to has an affinity to, what kind of apps do the user has an affinity to, and also what is the user in market for. All that is available to you as targeting capabilities, so that you could drill down to the exact user that you want to reach out to, which makes the best sense for your brand. Device capabilities, how can you traffic or you can target your ads to people who use certain devices, people who use devices that are manufactured by certain manufacturers, and then also how old the user devices are that you want to reach out to. And then, of course, there is telecom and network speed also available as targeting. One quick call out though, while we are working towards getting a lot of conversion, giving you deep funnel conversions towards your end goals, a narrow audience segment lowers down your conversion funnel. And I guess all of you as very, very successful marketeers know that as narrow as you want to reach out to your audience segment, your conversion funnel then suffers. So that is the main reason why we launched the Pixel, because a lot of dynamic signals that we could pick up from the users who are kind of coming onto your platform and engaging with your platform, a few intricate signals, if passed on back to us, can be consumed by our data science algorithms and give out the bestest signals possible. And again, for you to know how narrow your audience segment is, we also have a very, very intricate system on the targeting dashboard itself that allows you to see what is the approximate number of users you could be looking at that you would reach with your selected targeting audience. Coming back to the ShareChat Pixel, and again, this has been in closed beta and we've been testing with a lot of clients. But now I guess it's time for us to move on to an open beta stage. Again, I'm refraining from taking away the word beta because we are still learning. We are building out a lot more intricate functionalities within the ShareChat Pixel. But right now we've seen a lot of success with a few people who have already entered into a testing phase, started and implemented the Pixel, and obviously started to convert their users for their end goals using the data and using the knowledge that we have acquired from the Pixel. The newly launched Pixel that we're talking about here, you could look at it as a replacement to a Facebook Pixel or a Google conversion Pixel that you find on Facebook ads and Google ads. Conceptually, it's the same. It talks about how the user is behaving, and then that is fed to a lot of algorithms that are working 24 hours in the backend to find the best users for your campaign. You could definitely optimize your campaigns. You could track your user activity on the ShareChat platform itself. There's a better delivery performance of campaigns, and you can generate various conversion signals. And of course, while we give off that data to you in the most transparent fashion, it also helps you to further be more aware of what kind of campaigns do work on ShareChat as a system, so that all your media plans, all your future media plans can actually consume that learning and bring more success on ShareChat ads. A quick sneak peek on what we would potentially be covering in the product demo. We've been introduced to the ShareChat Pixel already. I can quickly take a moment and show you on the platform how to generate a pixel, set up the base pixel corresponding events, how to use conversion ads to prop user actions, and grow your sales by defining the completion action. I'll take a moment to switch screens and go back to the test account that I have, right? This is a test account that I've created for myself. A lot of people who are right now looking at the ShareChat Pixel, one quick peek into who the ShareChat Pixel, what advertisers will be eligible for the ShareChat Pixel. A ShareChat Pixel is a web-based solution. So any advertiser who's trying to gather conversions, gather leads, do sales on a web platform is eligible for a ShareChat Pixel. Since this is a web-based platform, you can integrate your ShareChat Pixel maybe with your Shopify storefront, your BigCommerce storefront, or even if you have a custom implementation, you could as easily go back to your Google Tag Manager that you have aligned with your website and get the ShareChat Pixel aligned. For people who are looking at installs and user acquisition campaigns, it's not that we haven't opened up conversion ads for you, but then again, for us to be getting that data, we have a different route where you should be, actually your application should be integrated with one of the most string of mostly adapted MMPs, marketing platforms like AppsFlyer, Branch, Kuchava, Singular, Adjust, and that is something that you could use to give us that data back in terms of postback. ShareChat, in fact, is deeply integrated with all these MMPs. And while you send us back your install postbacks and anything in terms of end funnel events from those platforms, we'd be able to add that up to our conversion funnels as well. While we talk about the ShareChat Pixel now considerably, this is the place that you'd see when and while the ShareChat Pixel gets enabled for you. Right now, the enablement of it depends on a very subtle message onto the chatbot that we have, and our teams will quickly enable the ShareChat Pixel for you once the efficacy and we have gauged that you are eligible for the Pixel. Moving forward in a week's time or so, everyone should be seeing a ShareChat Pixel module here. and whoever is eligible can opt into the ShareChat Pixel from right this screen. Obviously, the screen will look a little different than this because you'd opt in. After you opt in, this is something that you start seeing. The ShareChat Pixel has two main components. One is the base pixel, which comes up top here. And if you click on show code, you'd see the whole base pixel here. This is essentially something that enables all other events to get fired. And how is it used? It has to be present on the head file of each page of your website. And it's as easy, like you just put it on the header of each of your website page, and the base pixel gets installed on every of those pages, which in fact enables you to install various events that you want to, pass back to ShareChat Ads. As next steps, what you could do is we have a string of standard events that are available to you. So as per your business, as per your events that you want to fire, you could select any of these standard events that you want to. Maybe for a demo sake, I'll select add to cart, I'll select initiate checkout, and I'd select purchase. While you select all these, we map it to your system and to your base code. And from here, all you could do is you could just go ahead, copy the JavaScript function that's available, and easily get onto implementing them wherever you're raising events on your website. And that gets you sorted. That gets you on, and that essentially starts firing all the events back to the ShareChat system for us to better learn about the user that are reaching out to you. As next steps, if we talk about how do you go ahead and verify installation, of course, our teams are available to help you with that. But since it is a self-serve, you'd most likely want to do it yourself as well. So we've most recently, just yesterday, in fact, we've launched this ShareChat Pixel Helper, which is a Chrome extension that you could go and download from the same page. And this essentially helps you to let you know that the verification is successful, the ShareChat Pixel is correctly installed. And as you go through the whole user experience on your own website, because you're the best judge of where you've implemented the event, you'd keep on seeing subtle events here that validate that, okay, this is an event that ShareChat as an ad system has started receiving. And then all you have to do is maybe enter your website, whatever website you've implemented the pixel on, and just hit verify. This opens up your website in a new screen, and you can start using the ShareChat Pixel Helper. How will the ShareChat Pixel Helper contribute to changes within your system when you're creating campaigns? If you see after the ShareChat Pixel, and of course, when you start posting us back data from your apps as well, one small change that you'd find in your campaign creation flow is that you'd be able to create a campaign, and the conversion goal selection will be opened up for you. What are we doing within conversion right now? We are in beta, and of course, while we open up conversion and deep funnel event conversion for you, how conversion helps you is conversion gives us a signal that, okay, this is a user who started advertising with us and is passing back all their events to us. What is something that you need to do and go ahead with this is that while you're selecting your campaigns, while you're selecting and trafficking your campaigns, let me show this to you on another platform, on another while you go ahead and select your campaigns, create your campaigns, you'd be able to see that the conversion has been opened up to you. And as next steps, all that will be available to you on the campaign front is a CPC goal. When we talk about the CPC goal, you'd only be able to select the pricing model as CPC because essentially your campaign is now triggered to be optimized only on your conversion events and then we still keep on charging you for the clicks, which is an optimized CPC model. I can talk more about it. An optimized CPC model, while it works on CPC on its base effect, it lets you optimize on your conversion goals, optimize on the events that you've been firing. So as soon as you select your conversion model, the only pricing model that gets available to you is a CPC. And then however you are going ahead and trafficking your campaigns is the same thing that you follow. So essentially you give us a daily budget and you enter what kind of bids you want to make for this. Your bids will be enhanced on the way how your users or the users who are clicking on your ads, going to your website, and then performing those end conversion events. How are they performing? And that is what enables us to know more about those users, reach out to more users like that, and in the end, help a lot of conversions for your campaigns. Talking about how you'd see the analytics on the events, right? You would most importantly want to know how many events are being generated from your campaigns. So within the same reporting analytics view, you'd see an addition of a different tab once the ShareChat pixel is open to you. You have delivery and reach campaigns, what creatives have been contributing to what kind of events and what number of events. And that is what will help you to make that decision more and more pinpointed when you are trying ahead and optimizing your campaigns on your front. And towards that, I'd like to move back to Seema, where she can talk about a little more on what are the few things that you can enjoy while you are on your way to become a ShareChat business partner. Seema, over to you.
Thank you, Sid. Thanks for the detailed discussion. I'm sure it has helped a lot of us. If you could just quickly go to the next slide. So, we would want to invite each one of you to become, ShareChat business partners. And along with, the features that Sid has already explained about Pixel, we would also want to extend a few offers to you. First offer is that, we would want each one of you to sign up on the ShareChat site. And the minute you sign up on the app, there you would get 500 rupees as a free ad credits in your wallet. Now, second offer would be that, this 500 rupees remain in your wallet till the time you go to the second step. Your second step would be to charge your wallet, and we would give you 100% additional ad credit on the wallet amount. So for example, you have charged your wallet with, let's say, 1,000 rupees. We would be extending another 1,000 from our end as the additional ad credit. Now, what you have at the end of the entire process is that you have spent 1,000 rupees, but you have 2,500 as your wallet amount to start and initiate your ads on the self-serve platform with us. So, and plus, of course, what we would want you as a process is that please sign up, post this presentation, and you share your numbers, your email IDs. We would love to connect with each one of you, take you through the entire platform, and also other features as required. And yes, let's start our business journeys together. Thank you so much. With this, I'll open the house for question and answers. Bhavna.
Thanks, Seema and Siddharth, for the very insightful session. I am sure our audience has also enjoyed the same. So we will now move on to the question and answers, which you already posted on the chat box. Seema, if you could also stop presenting and probably switch on your video, that would be helpful. So,
Sure.
Siddharth, our first question, it would be around geo-targeting. And one of our attendees, Rishabh Sanghvi, has asked if geo-targeting is based on users' home location or users' current location.
I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the question, Rishabh. And this is a good question. I guess this comes as a confusion for a lot of us. Even I, for the longest time, have been confused on this. And I'm happy that I have an answer for you. Essentially, geolocation is a dynamic signal that we apply on wherever the user is at that point in time when the ad is getting consumed by the user. So you can be very, very comfortable using the geolocation. We have very, very precise geolocation facilities. Essentially, if you know that RMG as a category is banned in a lot of Indian states, right? So while you're in Delhi, you might receive a RMG advertisement, but if as you enter into Tamil Nadu and a new request generation, a new feed is being curated for you, while we were talking about a lot of personalization on the ShareChat feeds, right? As soon as a new feed is generated for you, you stop getting ads that aren't targeted to the geo you are currently in.
I hope I hope, Rishabh, that answers your question. So the second question is again around the pixel, and it is from an anonymous person who's not divulged his name. So does the basic pixel need to be on very page or only on the pages where it needs to raise conversion events?
Awesome. Good question again. The base pixel, as I mentioned, right, the base pixel essentially facilitates every event to be triggered. Now, if and then we do not actually force you to put the base pixel on every page, but I'd like to take you through a few I'd say up points of having the ShareChat base pixel on every page of your website. Essentially, unlike Facebook and Google, if an ad is not served, or if you haven't actually acquired a user to your platform through the ShareChat Ads platform, we don't take any data. Only when a user is clicking on the ShareChat Ads, an ad that they see on the ShareChat platform, and then come to your website or your platform, only then we take any event from your website. And that is essentially only for, trying to maybe get a better signal from that user and convert and bring in better users for your campaigns to the further impressions of your campaigns. When we talk about the base pixel, the only thing that we take up from a base pixel being on every page is we get to know how many page views a user is giving you. And with that, a very, very subtle intent gets raised that, okay, this user has given you maybe 5 to 10 page views, and they have browsed quite a lot on your website. That lets us know that these kind of users have a very, very high propensity to, maybe buy something on your website towards the end. If that is something that you'd like to leverage, that facet or that facet of our ShareChat pixel library, then you should definitely, it's highly recommended to have the base pixel on each page. If not, then you can feel free to only fire the base pixel only on the pages where you have your events mapped.
Thanks, Siddharth. The next question is again regarding the custom audience. So the question is from Naveen, and he's asking, can we create custom audiences and lookalike audiences for better performance?
So I treat this as a two-part question, because custom audiences and lookalike audiences are two very, very different concepts. And while a lot of players in the market have tried to tie it down to a single concept, I'd take this opportunity to bring a little to bring a little clarity towards these two concepts as well. When we talk about custom audiences, of course, it's in the pipelines. You would be able very soon to create custom audiences out of the people who have, maybe there's some intents and some events on your website. Maybe you are getting 1,000 add to carts and only 10 purchases. And towards the longer run, you only want to target your ads to those 1,000 or X users who have added to cart, or maybe you want to run a sequential narrative to the users who have actually, interacted with your platform in the past. Using custom audiences, you could definitely ingest some users who have generated some intents or some events using the ShareChat pixel on your website. And that covers the custom audience part. It's in the pipes, very soon to come. When we talk about lookalike audiences, it's a different concept altogether. A lookalike audience in its concept is giving us a sample user base and allowing us to find more users like that. And that is what essentially the ShareChat pixel does. In terms of lookalike audiences, the ShareChat pixel first asks you for events to find those users who are converting towards the end, and then we create a lookalike dynamically and surface your ads to more users. Whereas a lookalike audience Maybe on Facebook, how it looks like is that you upload a sample user base and then a lookalike is found. That would still be, a couple quarters away of giving you a functionality as Facebook does for lookalike audiences. But to clear the air, the ShareChat Pixel is also doing the same thing. It's just that it is not taking the initial sample from you in an upload basis. It is taking the initial sample on the events that get fired during the cold start of your campaign.
Okay, thanks for that. And we move on to more questions around bidding. So basically, people are asking that if we have any plans to add keyword-based bidding sometime soon.
I would like to probe a little more around this. So Bhavna, if you could, connect me offline with this kind person who's asked this question. It intrigues me a lot, but again, on the terms where you allow bidding on keywords, it's prominent on platforms that have a lot of search, right? Keywords can only be leveraged in its pure sense when there is a lot of search that is happening on the system. And I'd not back up from the fact that a lot of people search a lot of content on the platform, but we've still not mapped it to our ads yet. While we are working towards it, while we are trying to become the best ad platform available, at least in the Indian subcontinent or Bharat, if I may say, we work towards it. And I'd like to know more about what your potential use case is, and we'd get back to you on this.
Okay. So basically, we have a lot of questions coming in, and people are asking about advertising policies from us. So I'm sure you'd like to tell them that there's
so when you log in or you sign up, there is a link on the bottom which can actually direct you to the advertising policies, or if it is a pain, I can just ping the URL here for every one of you, which can essentially take you through all our policies around the self-serve and also our advertising policies, and also the community guidelines, because I know there'd be a lot of people who might have some disapproved campaigns and want to know why are the reasons their campaigns have been disapproved. Being a UGC platform, we have very, very stringent content guidelines because we want to be a space, a safe space for every kind of user. And that is why we've included a lot of content guidelines, which is applicable on every user for the ShareChat ecosystem, be it an advertiser or an actual user who's posting or consuming the ads or the posts. And I'm more than happy to share the documentation around all the guidelines that are essentially, spanning over every product that ShareChat has. I've added the link here on the chat, and we can maybe include this link in one of our marketing communications as well.
Sure. So post-event communication, we'll make sure that you get all the guidelines link so that you're able to view what are the guidelines that we follow. Now, we have a question from Nitish who's asking if there's a bid rate or we actually charge by impressions.
So again, there are two pricing models available on the platform. It's CPM and CPC. Yes. And you, while you are allowed to make as many changes to the bids as possible, we still charge you on whatever you're bidding, and on the billing event, which might be an impression or a click, is something that you can select. If you want your billing event to be an impression, you can go ahead and select a CPM pricing model. If you want your billing event to be a click, you can go ahead and select the CPC pricing model, which is cost per click. And again, towards the conversion ads, because CPM doesn't make a lot of sense because we actually want to optimize and maximize on the conversions that you're getting, we've kept only CPC as a model that's available for conversions. And that in our experience works best for the advertisers as well. If any one of you has a different opinion, happy to take that up and give as much clarification as possible.
So next question is for you, Seema. So the question is that does ShareChat ad platform help in conversion of high ticket products like 25K, 30K? So that because people think that our ads reach in only rural area. So I would like Seema to answer that.
I would actually thank you, Bhavna, and a very interesting question. So I would like to answer it in two ways. One, of course, we help you in reaching, the essential target audience of SEC plus, which you would be wanting if you're talking about, 25K plus kind of a product. And we can actually share, if you connect with us, I can actually take you to some of the very successful case studies that we have with these product line. Also, I would want to draw your attention to a very interesting fact that while I'm talking about, we are talking about Bharat or the rural India, or the tier 2 tier 3 towns. We essentially do not mean that the buying propensity of those areas is anyway lesser. We are only saying that these are the audience which are sticking deeply to their community roots, plus they're preferring their own mother tongue as the first language of communication. But if you were to look at the buying the buying trends, or the disposable income of those areas, it is in no way lesser than the tier 1 towns. So we would love to share some data with you. Please connect with me offline, and I would love to share data on both the points with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhavna.
Thanks. I will take on to the other question. So basically, people are asking if we can run ads for affiliate marketing with us. So I'm sure any of you can take the question, or Siddharth, would you like to answer?
Yeah, you can obviously do that, man. It's 100% possible. All your affiliate links that you generate out of Amazon or Flipkart or any other affiliate program that you're working with just needs to go as a CTA redirect URL, and any conversion that are derived from those affiliate links are tagged to you for your payout. So a clear answer is yes.
Awesome. So next question is for you, Seema, again. And somebody's asking, what is the minimum duration or budget that we need to allow ShareChat Pixel enough to optimize? Rishabh has asked this question again.
See, if you ask me, a theoretical answer to this would be that you can start on my platform for as less as 100 rupees daily budget and a 1 rupee CPC. Now, depending on the category that you are from, and the kind of competition we have in that category, we would always recommend you a more optimized CPC or a daily budget level. So, for example, CPC or a daily budget for somebody from an e-commerce or an r-commerce category might be very different from that of a tourism or, let's say, a travel guy. Similarly, it could be very hospitality CPC and a daily budget would be very different from somebody in the FMCG. So depending on the kind of category you are from and the competition you have, we would love to give you a personal recommendation of what you need to spend on our platform for the best results.
Right. So I would shoot another question to you, Seema, in this regard. Naveen says that he's very new to our platform and he has an e-commerce business, and he wants to delve deeper into the insights of audience that are available on this ShareChat.
Okay.
So what kind of audience is available on the ShareChat app?
Okay. And Naveen, first of all, thank you so much for being there on our platform. We really appreciate it. Second, the kind of audience that we have is you are an e-commerce category. I don't know about the product, but I'm assuming, that your target audience again would be somebody from 25 to 44. And that is, you would have seen in some of the earlier slides I showed you that right from 18 to 24, 25 to 35, and 35 to 44 is the kind of an age group that we are actually predominant in, and about more than 95% of my population on the platform is lying in these three categories. We are slightly more male dominated, or let's say male skewed, but that doesn't mean that it's a male dominated platform. We are slightly skewed more towards the male population, again depending on the kind of products you have. What I would suggest is, Naveen, if you could connect with me again offline, I would probably want to give you a customized answer for this.
Awesome. Fine. So we have a question from Abhishek, and that is any one of you can take up. He is from the agriculture business and he wants to target farmers. So he was like, do you have an occupation field which says agriculture or farmers?
Let me take that question. I guess I have a fair bit of experience working with advertisers who are into AgTech.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the question. And again, while we might not have a very strict targeting available for farmers in India, we are working towards it, man. We have 4 to 5 clients who are working in the same industry and have gained amazing results. If you're specifically looking for app install campaigns, you might just start up with an MMP integrated, and all our category-based learnings from our past would kick in and give you the results. In terms of having a pinpointed targeting variable available for that, we are still churning out a lot of data, and as easy as it sounds, we have to go through trillions of data points and bring out that data in the most recognizable fashion as possible. So that might take some time. If it is an app install campaign, you can just go ahead. We have a lot of learning, and on the category-based learning that we have, you definitely see some results.
Awesome. So you can take up the next question also. Can we capture the data on who viewed the product on Amazon page through ShareChat ads? Again, yes. This was a question that I was going through also. But again, sadly, Amazon is not a property that ShareChat has any influence on. And that would lie on Amazon's front if they have a functionality for us to know if someone viewed some data on them on their platform or not. And again, giving you a backtracked answer to this, the ShareChat pixel is the sole reason why we launched this. While you own your websites, you can add the ShareChat pixel and let us know of who all actually viewed the product. Right. Amazon sadly does not take that route. So I have we have somebody from real estate who wants to really ask if he can optimize his campaigns for his real estate business, and do we have any audience insights that can help him? We certainly do. Maybe another question that I'd like to start with is that if your business is offline, then we might not have the right learning. We could just do a category-based analysis, and then the system will start optimizing your campaign for conversions more and more in the past learnings it has got. But if you have a digital presence and you can implement, you can most likely implement the ShareChat pixel, ShareChat ads would be of great help to you. That's nice. So we have a couple of questions around the offer that we are running. And people would like to connect with you, Seema, post the session. So if you could please share those details again with them. A brief view into the offers is what Karan wants to know. And people, you have a lot of questions, I'm sure, but we're running out of time. So I would like Seema to before that, I'm really sorry to interject, Bhavna. I have been reading the whole string, and there are 1 or 2 questions that I actually wanted to answer. We claim that we are transparent with our advertisers, and I think I definitely, it's imperative that I give answer to that question. Please go ahead. So Mr. JP Jain mentions that why are you giving false information? Number of clicks shown is not real, it's boosted. No one hasn't come up to WhatsApp when I spend rupees 2,000, but clicks are 70. I agree how irritating it can be, Mr. Jain. And again, I'd like to reaffirm that we in most transparency, ShareChat ads as a platform tries not to give any information that brings out any fallacy in the data that we show. And whatever data you see is the data that I see, being an internal member at ShareChat. If we could get back, maybe Bhavna, we should find a way to get back to Mr. Jain and get some details around his campaign. If it is the most likely, how it looks like to me is that the click-through action was taking people to WhatsApp, and WhatsApp as a procedure, how it happens, I'd like to give it a minute to tell you, Mr. Jain. If you click on a link, right, for leading to WhatsApp, it's a two-step process. You click on the ad, your WhatsApp opens up, and then the user decides to send that message or not.
And that is a typical drop off that a lot of people who do WhatsApp marketing see. So maybe we need to, take that into consideration as well. As right now, it doesn't look like we are comparing apples with apples. But again, we reach out to you offline and see what we can do about it. You can rest assured we'll find some answers that get you satisfied about the information that we share with you.
So Siddharth and Seema, basically, and all the audience, all the questions which remain unanswered, जितने भी questions का जवाब नहीं दे पाए हैं हम इस समय सीमा की वजह से, वो उन सब लोगों से contact किया जाएगा. And personally, our ads team will reach out to you and answer all the questions. So there's a question that how about marketing in e-commerce product in ShareChat? Do we have any insights about how to market e-commerce products on ShareChat?
The answer is ShareChat Pixel.
ShareChat Pixel.
Because
right.
Within e-commerce, it is such a healthy funnel that a user goes through, right? The user flow is such healthy that we can have multiple events triggered. And on those bases, with a few days learning, we can actually know what kind of a user is actually susceptible to be buying your kind of a product. And for e-commerce, I guess ShareChat Pixel is the answer. There are a lot of people, including Ms. Shraddha, who has asked about remarketing and retargeting campaigns on ShareChat. That again, I guess, falls back to us launching the custom audiences. Shraddha, I will personally get back to you on this as well.
Right. So people are asking if the recording for the session would be available. Yes, it will be, and it will be sent out in an email to you. So Seema, could you just talk to everybody about the offer that we have in detail again and give your email ID where people can get back to you post session with all their questions, while our team would also reach out to them.
Of course, thank you so much. And so बहुत ही simple offer है. All you have to do is ShareChat app पे आप sign करें. The minute you sign up, you will get 500 rupees credit in your wallet immediately. No questions asked. All you have to do is follow all these steps of the process and sign up for the app. Now that 500 rupees is in your wallet for you to spend. आप उसको कैसे spend कर सकते हैं? आपको step 2 पे जाना है. Step 2 पे जाके you have to charge your wallet with your X amount. For example, आपने बोला कि आप 1000 rupees से अपना wallet charge करते हैं. And on the second step, we will again extend 100% ad credit to you. आपने 1000 रुपए से wallet charge किया है. I'm giving you 1000 rupees as the additional ad credit. अब now net आपने 1000 रुपए अपनी जेब से खर्च किया है, but the wallet amount that you have is 2500. Simple. It's so easy to become a ShareChat business associate. ये simple steps follow करने हैं. Connect with me. There is an email link called selfserve@sharechat.co. selfserve@sharechat.co. Please send in your inquiries, your phone number, your email IDs, your business, your requirement. We will personally get in touch with each one of you. I will ensure that each one of you gets a personalized demo of the platform, plus all the solutions that you are seeking for.
And again, if I was a marketeer, I would also love to know that, like Seema said, right, we are giving off 500 as an onboarding promotion, and again, 1:1 ad credit, and Seema took an example, 1000 पे 1000 or 1 lakh पे 1 lakh, 10 lakh पे 10 lakh. So whatever you are adding on, you get the same amount. And that essentially, also gives out that we are taking up half your spends. And that is what we offer to our advertisers.
Yeah, right, Siddharth. It's essentially the trust in our product. We know we can make it happen for you. And all you have to do is just take the initial steps with us.
Yes, every time you add the amount.
Yeah.
At least for the foreseen future, we don't have a plan to take this offer away. And if we want to, we'd give you a prior marketing communication about it.
So I hope everybody's noted selfserve@ShareChat Ads, the ShareChat.co. That is the email ID where you can connect with Seema, We will get back to you with all the answers. I am noting everything down, and we'll be sending out emails shortly with the deck to you, and the recording of the session would be available on our website. Thanks everybody for joining in for this session, and we love the engagement and the kind of questions that you put through to us. We'll be announcing our next masterclass soon, so please hook on to your emails for that. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.